Hello everyone. So I'm going to talk about an electromagnetism question today that I often get from my students who are taking their A levels. Now this question is from 2015 A level paper, right? But you may very well see this if you are a Sec 4 student, okay? Because this is well within O level syllabus as well. Okay, so let's have a look at the question. Three separate coils are insulated wire are connected to cells as shown, placed on top of each other, partially overlapping. And then we want to find out which areas do the magnetic fields of all coils reinforce each other. Wow. Okay. So if you don't understand what the question is talking about, let me give you a little bit of a brief. So over here we have three coils, right? They are placed on top of the table, overlapping one on top of the other. Okay. Because they are overlapping some of these regions, right? The two magnetic fields, right, that are created by the currents are going to overlap, and we are supposed to identify which of these six areas. Yes, which of these six areas, right, do all three magnetic fields overlap? How are we going to analyze this question? We know that for each of these coils, right, there will be a current flowing in the coil, and because of the current, there will be a magnetic field generated. Okay, so for example, this first coil here, the current will be flowing in this direction. Okay, and then we can use the right hand grip rule to figure out which direction the magnetic field will be in. Okay, so let me draw the magnetic field in another color. So for this one, if we imagine our right hand gripping the wire, we can see that on the inside of the circle, the magnetic field should be pointing to the inside of the page, and on the outside of the circle, the magnetic field should be pointing out of the page. Okay, so dots and crosses. Correct? Follow so far? Okay, and so then we have to do this for every single coil. Now, this has a potential to be very messy because there's going to be a whole lot of dots and crosses, and we are going to have a tough time figuring out which dot and cross belongs to which coil, right? So how do we do this? We should use color to help us distinguish. Okay, so this is why I tell my students always bring 3 or 4 highlighters, okay, to the exam hall. So what you can do, right, is this. For one coil, right, use one color. So this coil we can use yellow, right? Okay, and then we can draw using the highlighter the magnetic field and the current due to this coil. Right, so let me quickly do that. Okay, so notice that what I've done here is I've drawn crosses and dots, right, to represent magnetic field into the page and out of the page at various regions that this coil encompasses, even those that have an overlap. We can use other colors, 2 more colors, to draw the magnetic fields due to the other 2 coils. Okay, so I have finished highlighting and marking out the magnetic fields for each of the coils now. And as you can see, even using 3 different colors, it is quite a mess. Okay, can you imagine if all this was done in pencil, everything, you won't be able to distinguish anything at all. Okay, so now we can look at each of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 regions, right, and have a look for each of the magnetic fields represented by each of the colors, which 2 of these have all 3 pointing in the same direction. So for region number 1, we have we have 2 fields, yellow and green, pointing into the page, but the blue field is pointing out the page. So 1 is out. 1 is out. How about 4? 4 is out of the page for blue and green, into the page for yellow. 4 is out. 2, we have into the page for all, out of the page for all 3 dots. You see, 3 color, all same type. So 2 is correct. 5 is also correct. See, all 3 are pointing into the page. So 5 is there. this region is not numbered, so we can ignore it. Region number 6, dot dot cross, right? So two of the fields are pointing out of the page, one field pointing into the page. And for the last one, region number 3, we have cross, cross, and dot. So the yellow field pointing out of the page and the other two pointing into the page, right? So just by using colors, right, we can very easily mark out and identify which are the two correct answers, right? So final answer is B. Okay. So without explanation, you're supposed to do this within 2 minutes. Okay, so that's all I have for you for this question. Okay, I hope you found it useful, and remember, go and buy one set of highlighters to bring into the exam hall. Okay.